Welcome, everybody, to a very special edition, Ghost Calls from the Nether regions. That's right, it's our special edition this week, our special spooky edition, where we're taking our ghost story phone calls from our listeners. I'm your host, Richard Banfield, broadcasting here from the bunker. We're going to be taking some stories from your phone calls. We're going to be hearing your stories during your phone calls. And then before that, we're going to hear some news from around the world of strange happenings. So, here we are again, Ghost Calls from the Nether regions. Plug in. As always, we're going to now hear some news of the weird. What we've got for you this week might chill you to your core. Reports of a refrigerator running too cold, even though it isn't plugged in. The Johnson family out of North Dakota woke up this morning to their refrigerator being cold, even when it wasn't plugged in. Their food was all kept cold, although they looked behind it, and the plug wasn't plugged in. That's right, all their food was still cold, though. How could we explain this? Probably some type of electromagnetic field activating the refrigerator, even though it wasn't plugged in. Strange mystery? Possibly. Ghost? Also, possibly. More likely, it's just the government tampering with our products once again, this planned obsolescence by the government using radioelectric magnetic waves that keeps fridges running even when they're not plugged in. So that's your news of the weird for the day. News of the weird. And we are back. Yes, that's right, it's that time again. Everyone's favorite time to go to those phone lines, to take some calls, to hear about some of the experiences of you listeners out there. Let's hear from east of the Rockies. Go ahead.
I'm east of the Rockies. This is like, well, I've just never told any, nobody's heard about this before. I don't even think this is a thing that, people, I don't know, maybe people living, way on the other side of the country would feel this way, but, there's nobody around, nobody in my state, even.
Wow. So, what kind of experience is this? So
you know how, ghosts, ghosts talk to us.
Of course.
It's such a well-known fact, and I'm not even somebody who's necessarily totally spiritually minded, but I'm surrounded by this every day. It's ghosts.
Well, it's hard to deny with all the scientific evidence that we've seen, with electronic voice phenomenon, capturing of ghosts on film. We've even heard tell of ghosts eating people's food out of their refrigerators in the middle of the night. You wake up, your food's gone.
And that, to me, so much of that doesn't even matter. I still just no, ghosts, well, they must, because everybody I know has seen a ghost in some form or another. there's like everybody, I can ask anybody. And like, so, but nobody has, like, people tell me about the ghosts of their loved ones, the ghosts of like their pets.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's just like people living like animals and creatures that they've met. But like, nobody I know has ever heard of the ghost of a plant actually coming and communicating with you from beyond death.
I can say that I have not heard of that. Is that something that you're saying? Is that an experience that you're saying that you've had, the ghost of a plant?
Yep. Yeah. Yes.
Wow.
It's dead now, but I mean, to me it was her.
Uh-huh.
Like, to me it was like, I don't even know like scientifically what the sex of like the plant. It was just a slow flowering like house plant.
Wow.
I had. You know, I don't know scientifically what the gender of it was at any one time, but like, to me, it was called the Audrey 3 because it was like this green and pink, like like that
the famous musical plant.
Before us, yeah, the famous musical, the Audrey 2. So,
right.
So I had this house plant. She was named after Audrey 2. She was called Audrey 3.
No, I have heard that musical was based on a true story. Is this anything
Really?
connected with that? Oh, so you don't know. Okay. I didn't know if this was connected with that at all. Not an actual Audrey 3. Very interesting. So you're saying you've been visited by the ghost of this beloved plant?
Yes, it
And,
was a
wow.
Christmas cactus. Okay, Christmas cactus. So, and the reason this is important is because of the way that like its branches are shaped
Mm-hmm.
when it's like dying or dead. It's like they're kind of like long and like fingers kind of reaching down. So like, so I have all these paintings in my house. They're all just they're landscapes that my grandfather did.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, he made all these paintings of like trees and like the rocky coasts and stuff. And like, so like, there's this one painting in my living room that's got like these kind of craggy like branches that are roughly, well, so they're, yeah. And I walk by this painting, and like every day it would be bent, on its nail.
The painting would be hanging at an angle?
Yeah, and like,
wow.
And the way this is related to the way that the ghost of the plant is communicating to me, is from the tree in the painting. So like, and this is in a room where like nobody ever visits this room. Like the doors are always closed. You know, it's like it's just like this old like closet.
So it was unlikely to have been a person brushing against it or an actual pet brushing against the picture.
Yes, exactly. Like nothing would have passed by or like shook to move this painting.
And so obviously it was much more likely that it was the ghost of your beloved cactus.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah.
It's incredible.
And you'd go. I'd see this painting. Every time I would fix it, and I'm like, well, it should be straight. Every time I would fix that, it would come. I would come back, walk downstairs the following morning, and there it would be bent again in the exact same way.
And what?
Like the weight of it.
What led you to think that it was the cactus? It was because the cactus did it appear in the picture?
It did not. No, so it didn't appear in the picture, but I'd be walking by, and I'd have to look at it every time it tipped because I had to put everything right side up.
Uh-huh.
Notice there's this tree that when it's tilted, the shape exactly like the shape of Audrey 3's branches.
Wow.
When she was dying. I'm sorry. I just can't believe, that my parents let this plant die. So.
Well, wow. So, they say that you form a close bond with someone or even something. In this case, it can visit you in its journey to the afterlife. This is just another bit of evidence that there is more to this world than we can see through the eyes.
Yeah, and it's like I feel so sensitive to this. Like, all my life, I've just wanted to be a plant biologist, and I'm like studying to like get my master's degree, in plant biology, and it always, there's so many credits involved with that. It's such a tough major, but like it's so worth it because I get to learn all about plants and how they communicate, how they're really connected to all of us, And there's like all these belief systems. I'm sorry, I don't mean to take up too much time.
No.
Really defensive. But like, I just figured maybe if there's somebody over on the West Coast, west of the Rockies, even, or even if there's somebody on this side, somebody in like upstate New York or whatever, Florida, Louisiana, anybody who wants to like be able to talk about our connection.
All right, caller. Well, this isn't necessarily a chance for you to try to get a date with some kind of another plant communicator.
It's totally not a sexual thing. It's not.
Okay.
It's not. I'm not trying to form like. It's just that it's. I just need. It's maybe some of us can just talk about it.
Okay. All right. Well, go ahead and look this caller up if you're in the upstate New York area. Thank you very much for calling in.
I'd love to hear more stories. I just love to hear more stories.
All right. Well, you just keep on listening, and that's all the time that we have for you, caller. Thank you for calling in. We're going to go out and see you very soon with more phone calls from the Nether regions. All right. Thank you, caller. Thank you. More phone calls from the Nether regions.